Doctor Who The Giggle, the third of the 60th anniversary specials, is written by Russell T Davies and starring David Tennant and Catherine Tate. The last episode of the 14th Doctor, as it makes a debut for Ncuti Gatwa as the 15th Doctor. There's also the return of the Toymaker, but in this episode he's played by Neil Patrick Harris. The character was last seen in the Celestial Toymaker back in the first Doctor William Hartnell's run. Originally in Season 23, Serial 1, would have been titled as A Nightmare Fair, where the 6th Doctor Colin Baker and Perry would have visited to the Blackpool and a Toymaker returns, but that didn't happen because of Michael Grade's attempt to cancel the show, but resulted 18 months on hold, and the Trial of the Time Lord season where the Doctor is on trial. However, The Nightmare Fair is adapted as a Big Finish audio.
Well, that's alright then.
So this episode begins at Soho in 1925, where Charles Banerjee brought a ventriloquist doll called Stooky Bill from Toymaker's shop, as his boss John Logie needs an item to test his new invention, the television. The way it was shot, it was so terrifying. Also where Stooky Bill was burst into flames with the sound of Giggle.
That wee chap's about to change the world.
John Mackay plays John Logie Baird, who was an inventor, and because of him, the television happened. He gives off great performance, and funny enough, John plays the same hysterical figure in the TV show called Nolly, also created by Russell T Davies, which is cool. He's not the only actor who played the same hysterical figure in another work. Simon Callow, who plays Charles Dickens in Doctor Who, also played him in an audience with Charles Dickens, which is cool. Charlie D. Mello plays Charles Banerjee, who works as an assistant of John Logie Baird. He's great too. In the present, the Doctor and Donna tries to get Wilfred to safety while people are fighting each other, while a bloke tried to get himself ran over by a car, so the Doctor stopped that from happening. He had a brief dance with the Toymaker, then the unit soldiers arrived. Donna persuaded the soldiers to get Wilf to safety, while we have a creepy scene where the Toymaker was waving at the Doctor. The music fits in perfectly. Murray Gold, as always, amazing with the music score. Bernard Cribbins can only return as Wilfred Mott at the end of the previous episode, Wild Blue Yonder, and couldn't return in this episode, The Giggle, due to his health, which made his last performance as he sadly passed away a day after the production was finished. So there was a stand-in, and this episode using a dialogue from The Poison Sky when he tells Donna to go with the Doctor. So the Doctor and Donna are taken to units. They met Shirley again. I do like the tower. It does look a bit like the Avengers Tower, which I'm not complaining. As soon as Kate Stewart walks towards the Doctor and gave him a hug, I thought for a second she was going to slap him. As everyone went inside, the Doctor meets Flinks, who's a robot working for UNIT.
An invention of the Flinks.
Hello, the Flinks. I'm the Doctor, so why is it called the Zedex?
Good name.
Apparently the commentary for the episode, Phil Collinson theorised that Flinks had been recovered from a wreckage shortly before the Giggle. As to explain his rustied appearance, he's played by Aidan Cook but voiced by Nicholas Briggs. I really like Flinks. The Doctor also reunites with Mel, which is so nice to see. I'm glad to see Bonnie Langford reprising the role. And finally, we see her working on computers as she's a computer programmer.
Oh, no way. Oh, that is the best news, Melanie, hello!
And it's so cool that she mentions Sabalom Glitz, who apparently died from falling over as he was drunk at the age of 101. So during the funeral, Mel decided to go back home and got a lift from Zingo. We also learned that she has no family, and Kate hired her, and I'm glad she's getting a lot to do. We learned that unit soldiers were wearing those armbands called Z-Decks to stop them from going mad, although it has no effect on Donna and Mel as they travelled with the Doctor in the past. Kate has it deactivated for a bit to demonstrate she became paranoid and goes mad because of the distorted brainwave. Lashal Cole returns as Trinity Wells, an American news reporter who appears few times in Russell T Davies era, which is awesome. Everyone discovers the Giggle from Stooky Bill that was hidden in every screen since 1925.
Giggle into your brains until you had enough screens to be complete.
So the Doctor and Donna arrive there. The Doctor immediately recognises the Toymaker.
The Toymaker. We meet again, Doctor.
And I love that the colour footage of the Celestial Toymaker serial was showing with William Hartnell as the first Doctor and Michael Gough as the Toymaker. It's incredible. And there's a cool scene where the Doctor and Donna are trapped in the funhouse. They get separated, Donna beats up the creepy dolls, and you get a scary scene where the Doctor sees Banerjee turn into a marionette, played by the toy maker, and not to mention the Doctor as a puppet.
I was clever. I thought I was clever.
That was so terrifying. Love that stuff. After dolls and puppets situation, the Doctor and Donna reunited and found themselves as an audience to the toy maker's puppet show,
Worldwide premiere.
where he makes fun of the Doctor's past companions, the ones from Stephen Moffat era, Amy Pond, Clara Oswald and Bill Potts. And it's great that they got mentioned. The Doctor corrected the toy maker what happened to them in the end, and he's like, well, that's alright then.
Well, that's all right then.
Which became a famous saying. Trust me, the memes of the toy maker saying, well, that's alright there is everywhere, as of time recording. And of course, after the loss of companions, the toy maker mentions how the Flux ravaged the universe, which got the Doctor challenging him to a game, so they played the card game. And I love how they march to the table. It is well directed.
I challenge you to a game.
Neil Patrick Harris plays the Celestial Toy Maker, an old enemy of the Doctor who's a powerful being who ensnared sentient beings in seemingly childish games with their freedom as the stakes. I think Neil is fantastic as the Toy Maker. I really love that character. To those who don't know the Toy Maker, the character first appeared in the Celestial Toy Maker serial in William Hartnell's run, and played by Michael Gough, where he separates the Doctor from his companions, Stephen and Dodo, to play a trilogic game. Sadly, the first 3 parts are missing as of time recording, and part 4 has survived, but the animation has been announced 2 days before the release of the Giggle, and as I've mentioned, Toy Maker was to originally return in season 23, during Colin Baker's run, but obviously that didn't happen, but got adapted as a novel and audio series voiced by David Bailey. The character has appeared in other forms of media, but eventually he returns for this episode with Neil Patrick Harris playing him, which is cool. As the Doctor and Toy Maker play a simple cut of the deck where the highest card wins, the Doctor tells Donna that the Toy Maker would never cheat. The rules of the game is the only rules that he follows. They bind his entire existence. If the Doctor wins or loses, that's it. The Toy Maker has got the Master inside his golden tooth, so the card number the Doctor has is 8, but the Toy Maker has the King, and the prize is Invading 2023. So the Doctor and Donna return to unit. It's great to see Gemma Redgrave back as Kate Stewart, and I'm glad that she's got more to do, and I really like Ruth Madeley as Shirley Bingham. Alexander Divriant plays Colonel Christopher Ivriam of Unit Squad 5. I like him as well. I must admit, it was pity that Ingrid Oliver didn't come back as Osgood. And I love the bit where the Toy Maker dances Spice Up Your Life by the Spice Girls. It's scary and a lot of fun, and I can tell the actors had a blast filming that scene. Plus the gun fires roses, so no one can kill him, and turning soldiers into screaming balloons is so terrifying. But then the Toy Maker has managed to get the big gun, knocking soldiers off the roof. Everyone confronts the Toy Maker. The Doctor gets lasered in his chest, which is emotional to see, especially when he was about to regenerate. I remember how sad I felt when David Tennant left at the end of time on New Year's Day 2010. I was like, oh, I don't think I can go through this again. Despite that, I was really looking forward to see Ncuti Gatwa's performance. I was so confused that the regeneration stopped, so then the Doctor asked Donna and Mel to pull him. I was thinking maybe that could speed up the regeneration process, but no, instead there was something that has never happened before.
What?
No way.
The Doctor bi-generated, the 15th Doctor, played by Ncuti Gatwa, splitting from the 14th Doctor, David Tennant, instead of replacing. They both share the clothes. David still has the white vest, waistcoat, trousers and bare feet, and Ncuti has the shirt with the tie around his collar, white boxers, socks and trainers. Everyone was so confused. Similar reaction to mine when they said, "What?" I was not expecting this to happen. I was expecting the end of time all over again, so both doctors challenged the Toymaker to a game, and it's passing the ball. If one drops, they lost. And I really like that scene, where both doctors pass the ball to each other as well as the Toymaker. So eventually the Toymaker misses, so he's lost. The Doctor's prize is that the Toymaker is to be banished from existence forever. So he gets folded up inside the box, and the effects looks pretty good. The 14th Doctor was upset that unit soldiers fell from the roof, and the 15th Doctor admits that the Doctor can't save everyone, and gave him a hug. And it's a really nice and heartwarming scene. As they walked off, you can see a hand taking the gold tooth. That Master is inside, which could be Mrs. Flood. David Tennant, as always, incredible as the 14th Doctor, as well as the 10th Doctor. He's the Doctor I grew up with, which made him my favourite. And I think Ncuti Gatwa as the 15th Doctor is absolutely phenomenal. Even though he's not there much in this episode, I already like him as the Doctor. And Catherine Tate is brilliant as Donna Noble. I couldn't be any happier seeing her return. The amazing scene that the 15th Doctor mentions the past, like battling the Toymaker as William Hartnell. Marvick Chen, a villain from the Dalek Master Plan, gets a mention. There's also Put on Trial, Stranded on Earth, The Key to Time, Destruction of Logopolis, Gods of Ragnarok, Time War and Pandorica. It's so cool that they got mentioned. Also the people the Doctor lost. Adric, River Song, Rose Tyler, and Sarah Jane Smith. And I thought it was about time that Sarah Jane Smith gets mentioned.
I loved her.
I loved her.
So after that moment, the 15th Doctor grabs a hammer and smacks the TARDIS which duplicated it, because the Doctor still has the prize to win.
Here is mine!
I also love the fact that the TARDIS has a ramp for wheelchair users. It is really nice. The inside of the 15th Doctor's TARDIS is the same as the 14th, except he's got a jukebox, which is cool. And I love the bit where the 15th Doctor hugged the 14th and Donna, and telling them to get out. Donna tells Ncuti that he's the oldest Doctor.
Okay, kid. I love you. Get out.
Both 14th Doctor and Donna go out of the TARDIS, and the 15th Doctor goes on his adventures. And it is a nice ending that the 14th Doctor gets to have dinner with Donna and her family, and Mel gets an invite. Again, it's nice to see Jacqueline King and Cole Collins as Sylvia Noble and Sean Temple. I really like Yasmin Finney as Rose Noble. I think she would make a brilliant companion. And it's amusing that Rose is in trouble for going on adventures with the Doctor and calling Sylvia the evil stepmother. She's like, "Oh, I barely begun." Meanwhile, Wilfred is shooting the moles covered in force field. Meanwhile, the 15th Doctor travels to his next adventures, which leads to the Christmas special, The Church on Ruby Road. I really love the Giggle, hence the whole 60th anniversary. It's so nostalgic. James Goss wrote the novel of the episode and released as an ebook on 14th of December 2023, as paperback on 11th of January 2024 as part of the Target collection, and as an audiobook read by Dan Starkey, the actor played Commander Strax, on 1st of February 2024. What did you think of the Giggle and the 60th anniversary specials? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Thank you.